Hello everyone, and welcome. We came out here again today. This is the basic area where we want to build a little bit of a shelter for the winter. First things first, we built the sawhorse last week. This week I want to build my mallet, so I'm going to do that. And once that's done, I'm going to put in some stakes and try and rope off the area where the cabin's going to be. If that's all we get done today, perfect. If we can have time to get more done, that's just as good. But while I'm doing that, Anne's going to be building a table. I'm going to help her get it started, and then she'll finish it off. So why don't you join us and see how much we get done today. I found a nice piece of birch. I peeled a section of it. That's what I'm going to use to make my mallet. Now, because it's going to be so short, I'm going to have to start working on the handle right away. So I'm just cutting part way in, all the way around. So this will eventually be my handle section. This is going to be the head of the hammer. There we have it. Now I'm going to get ready for the next step. This is where I put that cut earlier. Now I'm just going to carve off chunks down to where that stop cut is. That's why I need a mallet. Just taking small bites, a bit at a time. Okay, this isn't hard enough. Basically just bringing the diameter down until I have something that it's a little more manageable, a little more comfortable to hold. Clean it up a little bit with my knife. And now we have a working mallet. So now let's go and help Ann get that table started. This is the area we've chosen to set up the table. We're getting our wood ready. And Anna's piled a bunch of rocks underneath it to add an extra platform, because once the table is done, we're going to use it to cover our firewood. Same as when we did the sawhorse. Anne's going to hold it there. And I'm going to make a few marks. Okay. I'm going to cut part way in. And now we have to knock these notches out. Beautiful. Now let's get some paracord and we're going to tie this on. Once again, I'm going to start with the Canadian jam knot just to hold it a little bit while I get ready to lash it. Now, we're going to wrap it over, under, over, under, and we want at least 3 on either side. Then we will go around and we will go over, under, pull that tight, over, under, and again we do that at least 3 times. And then I finish it off with a clove hitch. You just make an X pattern. Pull your line through. And then cinch it down. And then I tie a simple overhand knot just to act as a stopper. And you know that won't come undone. Now over at this end, I've got it resting on a log. And this, I'm not too worried about it moving too much. So I'm just going to Canadian jam. Just to hold this log from going too crazy. And again, a simple overhand knot just to lock it in there. So now I'm going to go get the other side done, and I'll bring you back when we're ready for the next step. So Anna's cut the first piece for what's going to be our table. I want to tie on the first piece just to help stabilize these a little bit. Doesn't have to stabilize it a bunch. So again, I'll use the Canadian jam. Just to hold it a little bit. And then Anna's going to keep cutting pieces the same length, and we're just going to stack them all the way to about here. And then we'll tie on the last one as well. Just to hold everything together a little bit. There we go. So let me tie off the other side. And then Anne can keep working on this while I go and start trying to stake out where we're going to build that little shelter. while Anne's working on her table, I'm going to make up a few stakes so that I can stake out where our little shelter is going to be. So I have made 8 of these. So I'm just going to make a point at one end. And at the other end, I'm just going to shave off a little bit. And by doing that, when I'm pounding it in, it's got less chance of splitting. So I'm going to do that to all 8 of these. And then we'll go and see about staking in our area. So I have one stake put in here, and these are only going to be temporary, so it doesn't need to be super crazy solid. It's just to give me an idea on where the shelter is going to be. So now we have our line tied from that stake over to that stake. That gives us a starting point. That back string is hard to see. Unfortunately, I didn't have any more orange, so I had to use black. But those 2 logs that I've lined up, one's roughly 7 feet, the other one's about 9. And that's pretty much the size we decided we wanted to go with this cabin, is 7 by 9. So let me finish staking this out and tying off the lines, and then we'll go from there. I'm not even really tying these. I'm just running the line, wrapping it around the post a few times, and calling it good. So I made 4 more stakes. You probably can't see the black lines, but I can. But I did that so that I can drive these in. And that's going to mark roughly where my walls are going to go. And now I'll be able to remove the lines, and I'll have my 4 corners staked out. Then I can start looking for lumber to build the cabin. Now let's go check on Anne and how her table is doing. Anne's got the top of the table done. And there's a beautiful little spot underneath for a little bit of firewood. Which means whenever we have firewood left, we'll have dry wood when we come the next time. And as you can see, the table works. Now we've got a nice spot to store things. That's perfect. And as of right now, which it's only 2:30, we are at the point of where we want it to be today. Our table is done, and I've got the cabin staked out. So any other work we get done today is bonus. So as a reward, we're going to sit and have a beer.
Cheers.
Cheers. So that was a good afternoon's work. Cheers.
Sit. Good.
So now that I've got the cabin staked out, I can take out all those other stakes and put away all that string and use it for something else. And then I think I might cut a little bit of firewood. So now that I've staked out my corners, I can remove the strings. So I'm going to pull all these out. And wrap up all this paracord. That way I can put it away and use it when I start building the shelter. So I'm going to get this done. And then I'm probably going to just cut a little bit of firewood and then call it a day. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. I need to let you know whenever I put out a new video. Thanks for watching. We're always glad that you came along. And we'll see you on the next one.